It's rewind time.
2019, the new year. Time to reflect on the past year and look forward to the year to come. Could there possibly be a better time for me to look back on my channel in 2018? Yes! This video would have been much better coming out on Christmas Day, because then it would have been the exact 2-year anniversary of the channel. But if there's one thing you can count on me to be, it's unreliable. So, with that being said, let old acquaintance be forgotten. Let's just jump on into this. If there is one thing that really marks the difference between this year and the last, it would have to be the sheer amount of people watching me. At the end of 2017, I was around 100 subscribers, but at the end of 2018, I now have about 1,500. In fact, about over that, something around 1,550 at this point. In the grand scheme of things, this still isn't a massive number, but to put it into perspective for you, on average, I gained the same number of subscribers in 1 month of 2018 that I did in the entire year of 2017. It might be small, but it is a very nice rate of increase, and one that I would hope to continue into 2019. If a similar rate of increase were to happen next year, I would be about 10,000 subscribers by Christmas of next year, and as such, that's going to be my yearly goal and my New Year's resolution for 2019. 10,000 subscribers, baby, let's do it! Not to make it sound like all I care about in YouTube is the numbers game, in fact quite the opposite. As time has gone on, I've been paying less attention to the numbers, and I think it's because I have less to worry about. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was immediately faced with a massive hurdle. How would anyone find my channel, and why would they watch my videos? That question is the wall that YouTubers face in the beginning, and there's no easy answer to it. Some get over it very quickly, others get stuck there for a long time, and a lot just drop off from YouTube altogether because of it. I have made friends on YouTube along the way, creators with small channels just like mine, and a lot of them are still stuck there, standing around a few hundred subscribers and just a handful of views on each video. But still, they keep pushing on anyway in the hope that the next video is going to be the one that gets them noticed. It's an incredibly frustrating position to be in. Imagine putting your hopes and dreams into something, spending all your time making it, for it to get one view, one single view, which is from me anyway, because I had to watch it for a little bit to edit it, and literally no one watched it. It has no watch time at all. Well, the fact that I got over the wall at all is a miracle. I mean, why on earth would anyone start watching my shitty gaming videos? It's beyond me, especially the way it first started before I had a mic that didn't eat ass.
Well then, I just got into this game, and
Disgusting! No, regardless, I now have people watching me. I have my niche, and I love the community that has formed around this channel. I'm still small enough that I can read every comment, which I do, thank you, even if I don't respond, because, seriously, most of the time I wouldn't even say, eh. That's why I use the heart reaction so much. It's like, yeah, I saw it, thank you. I am very bad at personal communication, goodbye. In all seriousness, thank you, everyone, for watching, subscribing, commenting, and playing along with me. This channel would be literally nothing without you, which is why I'll be spending the rest of this video answering your questions. It's Q&A time! Why did you play Hearts of Iron 4 and other Paradox game titles, and what do you hope to expand to in the coming months? By the way, Happy Christmas and an anniversary pen. Let's see, so why did I start playing Paradox games at all? So the reason I started playing Paradox games is actually kind of a long story. It started with playing Age of Empires as a young kid, because my dad worked for Microsoft, so he would give me Age of Empires. Specifically Age of Empires 3, which is based in the area of line combat. I was at this chess tournament when one of my friends there told me about the Total War Empire, the Total War franchise of games, specifically Empire, which has the same setting as Age of Empires 3. I bought that later because I was interested in just the scale of battles. When he told me you can command an entire army, not just individual units, but a whole army at once, I was really intrigued, so I bought it and tried to play it. However, I couldn't play it because at the time my gaming laptop was shit, as I mentioned before. So instead of being able to play it, I went to YouTube to watch people on YouTube. That's actually where I first started watching Let's Players at all, is because I couldn't play things by myself. I had to go and watch other people play it to get that enjoyment. And because I went to YouTube, probably because of the similar time setting and similar just setting in general, Europa Universalis 4 got to my recommended a lot because of it. And from there, I was interested in that game because it had this increased focus on diplomacy compared to Total War. Because if you know anything about Total War games, diplomacy is a afterthought, if you can ever call it one. It's not good at all. It's just World Conquest the game. So instead, I got into watching Europa Universalis 4, specifically Arumba I would watch a lot. And so I would be watching him, and I would eventually buy the game while it was on sale, because I am not going to pay full price for all that DLC. Are you insane? Are you out of your mind? But I bought it, started playing it, and I loved it. Even though I could barely play on speed 1, it would go so slow, and I don't even think I was able to get past year 1500 just because of how slow it was. I would pretty much play like the first 60-year time frame at speed 1, but I loved it. I played it for hours on end. And I played a lot of Portugal, a lot of Muscovy. I really liked Muscovy because it had a lot of stuff to do at the very beginning. And when you're playing that slow, you don't want the amount of time you spend not at war just lasts forever. Also, that was the time when the game, every single province was a fort, and you had to siege down every single province to get it. It was the dark time of EU4. So play that forever. I loved it. And then by the time that I started my channel, I was already very aware with Paradox games and what they were about. I started my channel in late 2016, and it was only a couple months after the initial release of Hearts of Iron 4. So when I got a slot open on my channel, I played a game of Hearts of Iron 4 as Germany, because I thought, hey, why not? What's the worst that could happen, right? And I played it. It's still up on YouTube. It's the first game of Hearts of Iron that I ever played, not just Hearts of Iron 4, just at all. Any Hearts of Iron game, and especially Hearts of Iron 4. That was my first actual playthrough of any game. I had played it not at all in my own time. I had just played for the channel. And from there, I started noticing that as time went on, my Hearts of Iron 4 videos started to do better than everything else. Better than the city builders that I was mostly focused on at that time, and better than other Paradox games that I was playing. So I started focusing more on it, putting more time in the channel into Hearts of Iron 4, started getting into modding, and that's when my channel really started taking off, is when I started getting into the Kaiserreich mod, especially, as you probably all know. And so that's how I ended up playing Hearts of Iron 4 and Paradox games, and being more or less a Paradox YouTuber, because a lot of hearsay, a lot of YouTube, and because I just really enjoy these strategy games and their titles. Then the next question. Pen, as a kitten, what universe are you from? Obviously the Steel Ball Run universe, thank you. How long do trains come around your house? I would say probably like 20 times a day. A little less than once per hour sounds just about right. There can be long stretches where trains don't go by, but there's also times where a bunch of trains go by in quick succession. As you probably know from my videos, it can get pretty annoying. But if I'm not recording, I honestly don't pay any attention to them. I barely even hear them, just because you get numb by living here for so long. And I've lived here since I was a kid, so I really don't pay attention to them, except when I am trying to do something with my audio. So there is that. Why did you start your YouTube channel on Christmas? On Christmas? That just happened to be when I had everything ready to be uploaded. It wasn't intentional at all. It's just I had spent the previous year building my machine and working to get enough money to buy the pieces to get my computer running. And so that was the point where I just had everything in place. I had the recording software ready, I had the editing software ready, and I could just get playing. So it happened to be that Christmas was when everything came together. Now, back in those days, it took around 6 to 10 hours of uploading just to get a 20 to 30 minute video up onto YouTube, because my internet is shit, and the internet hasn't gotten any better. It's just I've gotten better at compressing my videos to keep them short. That's why, in case you're wondering why my videos are always so short, around 20 minutes, it's because I cannot be bothered to make it longer. If it's any longer, I'll be spending a day, if not multiple days, uploading them. So I need to keep it in some level of just 20 minutes is pretty good. I can get a decent amount of space in there while not wasting your time too much. Then, let's see. Because the first video was around 30 minutes, I think, and it came out around, not on Christmas Day, but 10 minutes to midnight. Yeah, that's right, I'm a fraud. It didn't come out on Christmas Day. It came out on Christmas Eve. I'm a fraud. I'm a liar. So what happened was, I'm pretty sure I started uploading on like the middle of Christmas Eve. I didn't know about scheduling the videos yet, so I started uploading around middle of the day Christmas Eve. And then because I had not uploaded a video before, I didn't know how long it would take, and it just took like 6 to 10 hours to upload. It just happened that it went up at around like 11:50, right before midnight on Christmas. So that's how it happened. It took me a while before I got the compression software to not make that so bad. But yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. It was terrible. You've mentioned before that you used to be a singer. What kinds of songs did you sing? And did you sing for a band? I did not sing for a band. I sang a cappella music. A cappella just means without accompaniment, so it's just people singing. I sang barbershop a cappella music for a barbershop chorus in Bellingham called the Mount Baker Toppers. Barbershop is this 4-part musical style that tends to create very close harmony chords using the root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th of the key. If you don't know what that means, don't worry, neither do I. The heyday for barbershop music, it's not very popular anymore because the heyday used to be in like I'm going to say 1930s, early half of the 20th century, before radios and recordings made it so much easier to have music on demand. Because the benefit of a cappella chorus is that you don't need any instruments to create the music, but the benefits of recording is that you don't need a live music at all, so it's a lot easier to set up, it's a lot just simpler and cheaper because you just need a radio, you buy it once and then you're able to use it all the time. But as such, barbershop is kind of dying as an art form. It gets smaller every year. The chorus I'm in is also a part of this greater entity called the Barbershop Harmony Society, BHS. Yeah, BHS, Barbershop Harmony Society. It used to have this very long name, like the Society for the Preservation of Barbershop Music or something. I forget what it is. I should really remember it, because I used to be the secretary for the Toppers, and I would have to fill out that very long name every time I would reincorporate the Toppers, because we're a non-profit organization, legally, a 401c or something, non-profit organization. I would have to write out this very long name of the official entity every time I would do it, but that's neither here nor there. Barbershop, the type of music that we sing tends to be covers. There's not really anything made for specifically the barbershop style anymore, and all the composers for barbershop music tend to just make covers of music that was popular back when they were kids. So a lot of times it's like 60s music, a lot of 70s music. Beatles are very popular among barbershop groups. Like, I took this 2-week barbershop singing tour across England and Scotland, and it seems like every time we stayed with a barbershop chapter that happened to be in England and Scotland, they always had at least one piece of music that was from the Beatles. A lot of times it was When I'm 64, mostly because a lot of people who sing barbershop are old. The median age is like 50. It's an old man's game now. But for the Toppers specifically, the type of music we sing, a lot for the 5 years that I've been a part of the Toppers, a lot of that time we've had this set of songs from Toy Story, the movies, 1 through 3. I'm pretty sure you have forgotten that Toy Story actually has a lot of original songs in them, because so did I, and I sing the music. So we would sing things like You Got a Friend in Me, When Somebody Loved Me, I Will Go Sailing No More, and stuff like that. We'd all wear these costumes, and it was a lot of fun. I was the Ken doll, and I would wear a blonde wig and a cardigan, a lot of blue. It was a lot of fun. I cannot fit into any of the clothes that I had bought that for, but I bought them from Value Village, and I'm pretty sure I couldn't fit into them when I first got them anyway. And technically I'm still a part of the Toppers. I have not been singing with them for about the last 2 years. I keep paying my dues, but I don't have any time to be with them. My work schedule gets in the way a lot. My YouTube, and especially college, tends to take up a lot of my time, so it's a hobby that I can't really keep up with, but I love to do it. I got big into the Toppers during my year off from college, and I actually organized an entire youth outreach side of their business, and it's really kicked off. We have 2 major benefit concerts that's given something like $3,000 to local schools in our area in the past 2 years that we've been running it. It's really fun, and it was nice for me to have done it, but I'm kind of busy now. What was my favorite campaign? It might just be because it was recent, but I really enjoyed the Kaiserreich Tsarist Russia campaign that I did. Maybe it's because I was able to return to it after having dropped it before, and I really wanted to return to it for a long time ever since I had dropped it. Maybe it's because of all the memes that I wanted on my desk, or maybe just because I re-upped the old alliance with the Entente. But either way, that series itself holds a really warm place in my heart. I'm glad that I came back to it. I'm glad that I was able to finish it and to break the Russian curse. It was good. I'm glad I did it. It took like 39 episodes. It took a lot longer than I usually like a series to run, but it was worth it in the end. Do you feel more as a farm boy or a city boy? I know you got that farming life. I do got that farming life, and I would definitely consider myself a farm boy, which is rather unfortunate because I have a desired career path in the games industry, and you can't exactly build computer games on a farm. And if I go down that path, I'm almost definitely going to have to leave the farm at some point, which I don't want to do because this is my land. This is my land. Also, I just can't stand cities. They're overcrowded, everybody in there is rude, and there's nowhere to goddamn park. It's so annoying to visit cities. The closest city that I live to is Bellingham, and that's not even that bad. We have like a single building that you could possibly call a skyscraper. It's not even that tall. It was built in like the 1910s, maybe 1920s. It's just, I don't like cities. The one time I visited a really big city was probably when I visited London, and for that same UK trip that I was talking about. And when I visited London, the day that I arrived, there was a terrorist attack on the London Bridge, so I couldn't visit the London Bridge when I was there. And then the day I left, there was some massive fire at some tower in the town, and it killed like 17 people. So, you know, it was a fun trip to London. A part and parcel, as they say, with living in the big city. It was a scary time to be in London, but it was a nice sightseeing adventure. I spent most of my time in museums. What is your end goal for the channel, as well as your thoughts on diversifying the games you play? My end goal for the channel is pretty much just to keep going, get bigger, build a community. It's been really good so far, and I'm glad to continue it. Possibly to play some games with some other Hearts of Iron 4 YouTubers. I know some of them know who I am, at the very least. I know that Conquering History Games, he knows who I am. He stopped by in my Discord once or twice. I helped him out with some of his Stellaris custom nations that he was building. I gave him a couple ideas for that. For the most part, I just kind of stay away from collaborations because my schedule is terrible for collaborations, so it's not usually a good idea to try to get into them. I don't want to waste other people's time. As for diversifying the content, well, in the coming months, I think I'm just going to keep focusing on Hearts of Iron 4, because with Man the Guns coming out, I need to put a lot of effort into going for modded content right away until it comes out, and then when it comes out, I need to do vanilla games with the Man the Guns for a while until the mods can fix themselves because of how broken they're going to be after Man the Guns come out. I'm also, with Man the Guns, I'm really hoping that I'll be able to get early access to Man the Guns, because I was able to get early access to Europa Universalis Golden Century. So if I can get it for Man the Guns, that'll be huge for me. That'll be great for the channel, bringing new people in who maybe don't know about the Kaiserreich mod, who just want to check out Man the Guns, who want to play them. I would love to get early access to that, and I really hope that I have some level of rapport with Paradox. Like, they have me on a little bit of a radar, pretty far off on their radar. Like, they wouldn't be able to tell who I am by name, but just like, oh yeah, it's that guy who we had sent a code to before. Yeah, we can send him another code. Sure, that sounds fine. That's my hope. That's my dream. As for new games, I'll see what people are interested in. There's a lot of games that I like to play just on my own, but I don't think that they'll do very well on the channel. Like, I like playing Team Fortress 2, but why on earth would people watch me play Team Fortress 2 12 years after the creation of TF2? Why would anyone watch me play that? I really enjoy playing this game called Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is this very historically accurate, or at least as much as they would want to play a historically accurate game about medieval Bohemia, role-playing game. It's really fun, and I really enjoyed it. It's probably my favorite game of 2018. I would love to play that sometime, but it takes a long time to get through the story, and I don't know if people would want to watch me do that for so long. There's also the game called Ancient Cities, which I covered on the channel pretty extensively back when it had its crowdfunding effort back in, I think, December of 2017. I'm going to be playing that whenever the beta comes out, because that was supposed to come out December of 2018. It's not here. It's going to be the beta will be coming out sometime in 2019. They haven't been specific, and they've been very purposefully not specific because they want it to be ready when it's ready. But I have beta access because I've been with it for so long, and I will be playing it when that comes out, because I love the concept of a prehistoric city builder game of cavemen running around, raiding other cavemen and building up little shacks to create the ultimate caveman empire. But yeah, with that, as for anything else, I think 2019 I'm going to be trying to focus more on scripted content. This video right here was actually scripted, and obviously it's kind of straightforward. There's not a lot of jokes. I don't think I'm that funny. I'll have to really work on my material, but in my winter break, because I took a break sometime like the beginning and like the middle of December to have my Christmas break, I was actually considering just maybe not even coming back to Let's Playing because I was really enthusiastic about scripted work. But I feel like that would be a terrible idea for me to do when I don't even have a single scripted video under my belt at the moment to be able to look back to it and see if anybody is interested in it. But yeah, probably focused on Hearts of Iron 4. I got a lot of topics that I want to talk about when it comes to Hearts of Iron 4, from obviously encirclements and Hearts of Iron 4 combat. I think that'll be a great video, because I'm surprised people have like no idea how combat works, and I've looked into how the combat works. It's surprisingly simple, but a lot of people just it's mysterious to them. So encirclements and Hearts of Iron 4 combat. Why the Hearts of Iron 4 achievements are terrible? I think that they are objectively very bad and not very conducive to actually being considered an achievement of the game. Other things are minor quality of life changes that I'd like to see in Hearts of Iron 4. But yeah, scripted content is something that I'm interested in doing, just because I find it interesting. I find it fun. When I'm at work, I tend to just have my mind focused on thinking about what I'm going to do next in a video, and when I'm thinking of things to do in scripted content, it is all I'm thinking about at work. It's a lot of fun to think about in Theorycraft when it comes to creating a video like this, and so I really want to do it, and I want to see what it takes, because if I do scripted content, I'm going to have to be pulling back from making a lot of Let's Plays, probably back from 3 down to 2 again when it comes to this concurrent series. Maybe just 2 concurrent series, and then work on a scripted video. Maybe will come out once a month. I think that would be pretty good. I should really be getting my first scripted video out in January, if that's going to be the case, because it'll be difficult. Another thing I've noticed with scripted content is that I procrastinate like a son of a bitch on them. For example, I am recording this video on the 31st. I have no idea if I'm even going to be able to get this out when I'm supposed to get this out, but I'm enjoying myself. So with that, thank you everyone for watching. I wish you all a happy new year, and to the best of luck into 2019. Bye bye.